The Saab Gripen Next Generation, or Next Generation, is a single-engine multi-role fighter of the 4th generation. Point 5. This is the latest version of the JAS-39 Gripen, designed to replace the Saab 35 Draken and the 37 Viggen. In the Swedish Air Force, aiming to achieve a performance level similar to that of the American F-16, but as economically as possible, and with clear intentions to export it to other countries that needed an economical fighter aircraft, and it ended up becoming the biggest sales project in the Swedish arms industry. The original aircraft had flown for the first time in 1998, but the next generation version that we will see in this video had its first flight in 2008, entering operations only in 2016. It should be clarified first that the next generation designation is the name for the new test models which have more advanced modifications. Being a revision of the Gripen C model, these new ones are called E for the single-seaters and F for the two-seaters, since, according to the company, they had taken a 4th generation aircraft to generation 4.5. There will be a separate video about these first Saab 39AB and C models. Welcome to a new video from Mundo de Aviación's Aeropedia. Thank you. When they started thinking about a replacement for the Saab 37 Viggen in the late 70s, one of the objectives was for the aircraft to be smaller than the Viggen, while improving its payload range characteristics, and that they would be multi-role, meaning they could handle both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. The first prototype flew in December of '88 and was introduced into the Swedish Air Force in '96. Later, improved versions appeared, as well as ones modified for the export market, like the Tranche 2, which led to the Gripen JSA version, 39B and Tranche 3 with the Gripen, 39C single-seater and D2-seater versions. But as I said before, we'll talk about techs in a future video. The new version is known as Next Generation or Next Generation, and it began to be built at the end of the 2000s, with partnerships with Swiss companies, which was one of the countries that purchased this aircraft. It is even more focused on export than the previous versions, with the aim of maintaining its competitiveness in the international fighter aircraft market. It made its first flight on May 27, 2008. The Saab Gripen Next Generation is a supersonic aircraft that combines a delta-wing design with canard-type control surfaces. And it has a single General Electric F414 turbofan engine, the same one used by the American Super Hornet. This engine is supposed to allow it to reach a speed of Mach 1.1 without afterburner, which is called super cruise speeds. However, it can only achieve this if it carries minimal armament. It's a single-engine design by Allen Delta Konkenars. It has a maximum takeoff weight of 16,500 kilograms and a range of 4,000 kilometers with external fuel tanks. Its maximum speed is Mach 2, and it has 10 hardpoints to carry up to 6,000 kilograms of armament and a 27mm cannon with 120 rounds. Thank you. What's going on? The biggest improvement of the Gripen next generation compared to the original Gripen is in the main landing gear, which has been completely redesigned and moved from the central fuselage to the bases of the wings, as you can see in the photographs. These ended up in a similar way to the Dassault Rafale fighter from France. This way it increases the fuel carrying capacity in the internal tanks by 40%, and it allows it to carry 2 more weapon pylons under the central fuselage, each with more than 500 kilograms. This new landing gear is designed to land on roads and second-class runways. It's interesting that the newest version bought by Brazil has a single wheel on its front landing gear, unlike the Swedish version, which has 2 wheels. The weapon pylons can also be used to install 3 disposable external fuel tanks, each with a capacity of 1,185 gallons, 2 under the wings on the pylons next to the engine and 1 pylon under the central fuselage. With this, its operational range extends to more than 2,000 kilometers. Although it is not a fully stealth aircraft due to its aerodynamic design and the incorporation of composite materials in some parts of the wings and the fuselage, it has a low radar signature and a low thermal signature to make detection more difficult, which is a characteristic of Generation 4.5 aircraft, as we discussed in the video about fighter generations. I'll leave the links up here on the right. According to its manufacturer, and you can read this on Saab's official website, it can fly at low altitude to avoid detection by enemy radars and successfully carry out combat missions similar to those of a stealth aircraft. But at a much lower purchase, maintenance and flight hour cost of only about $5,000, 3 times less than other fighters in its category. All of this, I insist, according to the manufacturer. South Africa was the first foreign country to purchase the new Gripen fighter and manufactured some of the components for the next generation, in conjunction with the company Atlas Aircraft Corporation, which was the manufacturer of the Atlas Cheetah, which it replaced. Brazil acquired this aircraft. The order of 36 aircraft by this country consists of 28 Gripen E single-seaters and 8 Gripen F two-seaters, whose deliveries began in 2019. The first 13 aircraft will be assembled by Saab in Sweden, while the rest are assembled in Brazil by Embraer in collaboration with Saab and other Brazilian companies. The Gripen had been one of the videos most requested in the comments, that's why I brought it today. If there is any other aircraft you'd like to see, you can write it as a message. The most requested ones will start appearing little by little, until a new video. My name is Marcos, and this is the Aeropedia of the world of aviation.